I'm Christina Aguayo in Dallas, and here are your top stories. Law enforcement has confirmed that the 6 people arrested for the murder of Larisha Sherelle Thompson are all illegal migrants from Honduras. The Biden administration extended temporary protected status for Honduran migrants, rescinding the Trump-era termination of TPS for Honduras and extending protections for another 18 months. The new extension is in effect through July 5th, 2025. Thompson was shot and killed during a random attack as she drove down a rural road. Of those arrested, 3 men, 21-year-old Asael Aminadas Torres Chirinos, 18-year-old Jarby Ardon Ramos Odari, 17-year-old Jason Sobier Pineda Salgado, and 3 juveniles, ages 13, 14, and 15, that are not being named because of their age. All of the illegals are facing murder charges. One of the accused illegal migrants, Torres Chirinos, is facing additional charges. Thompson was found shot to death in her car on May 3rd. Police say she left her house earlier that evening and was traveling to Rock Hill. That's when her family lost contact with her and searched the area. Her car was found about 7 miles from her home with her body still inside. Senate Majority Leader John Thune is saying that codifying President Donald Trump's executive order to lower prescription drug prices could be controversial to pass in the Senate. Many are now pointing out the amount of pharmaceutical contributions senators have received over the last 34 years. In fact, according to Open Secrets data, the pharmaceuticals health products sector contributed more than $94 million to U.S. senators from 1990 to 2024, including Chuck Schumer, Democrat out of New York, $1.5 million. Elizabeth Warren from Massachusetts, more than $800,000. Bernie Sanders from Vermont, more than $1.4 million. Open Secrets reports Sanders received that money from the pharmaceuticals health products sector. Bob Casey, a Democrat out of Pennsylvania, more than $1.7 million. Casey is noted as a top recipient, with Open Secrets confirming significant pharmaceutical contributions, including $99,000 from companies like Merck and Bristol Myers Squibb. Amy Klobuchar out of Minnesota, $700,000. Ron Wyden out of Oregon, $1.5 million. Mitt Romney, Republican, out of Utah, more than $3.3 million. Mitch McConnell from Kentucky, more than $2 million. John Cornyn, out of Texas, $1.5 million. And John Thune, out of South Dakota, $400,000. DHS raided the home of James and Kelly Jensen, kicked down their door, and arrested them at their $9.1 million mansion in Sandy, Utah. The couple is accused of smuggling about $300 million in illegal oil from Mexico, involving nearly 2,900 shipments between May of 2022 and 2025 in collaboration with the Mexican drug cartels. The couple owns Arroyo Terminals in Rio Hondo, Texas, which was also raided. The company operated its own fleet of 30,000 barrel barges and had storage tanks near Arroyo, Colorado, according to information posted on its website. Investigators found that the oil transported was not genuine crude oil, but rather residues of lubricating oils and petroleum distillates, camouflaged with false customs documentation to cross the border. Officials say that part of the illegal operation included the use of companies and bank accounts in both the United States and Mexico to hide the origin of the funds. Payments for the oil were sent to entities in Mexico under the control of criminal organizations, aka Mexican drug cartels, and according to the indictment, James Jensen was fully aware of this. The couple, along with their sons Max and Zachary, faced charges of smuggling and money laundering. They were released with conditions that include remaining in Utah, surrendering passports, and reporting to a parole officer. A federal judge has given President Donald Trump the green light to track down illegal migrants using IRS data. U.S. District Judge Dabney Friedrich denied a motion by immigrant rights groups to block an agreement between the IRS and the Department of Homeland Security, giving the go-ahead for the IRS to give DHS the data of illegal migrants. This ruling allows the Trump administration to use IRS taxpayer data to help ICE locate illegal migrants for deportation, marking a huge huge victory for Trump's immigration enforcement agenda. The decision comes less than a month after former acting IRS Commissioner Melanie Krause resigned over the deal that allows ICE to submit names and addresses of illegal migrants to the IRS for cross-verification against tax records. In her ruling, Fredericks said the agreement doesn't violate the Internal Revenue Code, so the IRS hasn't substantially changed the way it handles taxpayer information. Instead, the Trump administration has decided to use already existing statutorily authorized tools to help with criminal investigations, she wrote. Federal law allows the IRS to release some taxpayer information to other agencies if the information may assist in criminal enforcement proceedings and the requesting agency meets certain criteria. Illinois has 24 schools where not a single child can read at grade level, even though taxpayers are shelling out $20,000 to $35,000 each year per child. The proficiency rates are based on the data from the Illinois State Board of Education's 2024 report card. According to WirePoint's an analysis of the 24 Illinois schools that have 0 students testing proficient in reading in 2024, 18 are located in Chicago, with the remaining 6 located outside of the city. The data comes from standardized tests like the IAR and the SAT. This is an increase in the number of schools where children cannot read at grade level from 2019, when there were 21 schools, so the educational system appears to be getting worse, not better. Despite the 0 proficiency rate, some schools still have high graduation rates, raising questions about school accountability. That's what you need to know. In Dallas, Christina Aguayo.